All right, early in the morning, there's a full moon, and that means some big swings in the tide. We should be at the Gulf in about an hour. So this is one of the lowest tides I've ever seen here. I'm just barely squeaking by in just a couple of feet of water. I've got the motor jacked all the way up. So we'll be fishing a little bit on the outside today, at least for the morning. Once the tide starts coming in a little after noon, we'll come in with the tide and look for some oyster bars and see if we can't find some redfish. I'm seeing the shallowest readings I've ever seen in the channel. I can't believe it. I guess this got filled in during from the last hurricane. I'm seeing 5-foot readings in the middle of the channel. Usually it's 12 to 15 feet. I'm gonna head south. Let's try fishing in like 5 to 6 feet of water just south of the mouth. All right, we've got some clear water today. Looking good. All right, I brought a bunch of the lures we've been building lately, and since it's really early in the morning and there's just a slight ripple on the water from the wind, I want to do some topwater fishing. I'm going to try these two different colors. This is gold, and this is like a speckled violet with chrome on the bottom. They both have rattles. Let's see which one catches more, if anything. Actually drifted into some nicer grass. I'm starting out with the gold. And I'll generally play around with the retrieve rate. I usually like to do 4 or 5 feet with a steady walk and then pause for like 5 seconds. And if that seems a little bit too aggressive, I'll go to just a couple of walks, pause. They usually smack it on the pause. Now remember, these are lures we've made in the shop. Pretty day. Current and the wind are pushing in the same direction, so we're drifting pretty fast. Might have to kind of motor up and go back to where we started. I don't know if you can see, but this patch has a ton of pinfish sitting in it. I'm really tempted to throw a cast net and play around with some live bait. After trying for a while with both of those topwater lures, both colors, and having almost zero luck, I decided to try my luck closer to the bottom with a jig. Ooh, there's a bite. Today's a fun fishing day and not so much trying to get groceries. Alright, this is a little black bass, too small to keep, but our first species. Let's see what else we can pull off the bottom here. It's so satisfying to be able to just bottom fish without any stinky natural baits, or even having to use gulp, which is almost smellier than natural baits. At this point I'm fishing with a soft plastic shad, a fluke tail, and I've got it on one of the jig heads I made just recently. I haven't fished with natural baits. Ooh, there's a good bite in a while. This guy hit it like he meant it. It'll probably be a lizardfish. If it is, then we'll probably head out of here. Ooh, oh yeah. Ooh, he's fighting pretty hard. Ugh. Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. These things remind me of the flatheads they catch in and around Australia that are actually a more palatable species, a lot less bones. All right, these guys got a mouthful of really nasty teeth. Well, that's species number 2. We'll have to keep track today. And we've moved into a slightly shallower water here, but there's some live bottom here, meaning there's like sponges, grasses, maybe some soft coral down there. And I want to try my luck with a soft plastic on a jig again. Oh, first cast. Ooh, live bottom usually means black bass, so that's what I think we probably have here. Yeah. Wish we could pull up something a little bigger than this. All right. Pretty little fish. Caught him on this, used to be a fluke tail. We're back in shallower water. This eel grass looks healthy and dense for this time of year, with some decent potholes. We're in about 4.5, 5 feet of water. There are some sponges down there. This is my go-to bait. It's got a good flash to it. It's a twitch bait. So what I do is I just count it down to just above the grass line. And I twitch it, pause it, twitch it, and as usual, hope for the best. There's a nice sandy spot right there. These are kind of the areas that I really like to work. You know, you work along these edges, but you can't be right on top of it as you spook everything to the grass. Ooh, there was something. Somebody gave it a little pop, pulled me down into the grass, and tangled me up. That's what happens when you're talking too much. Some little pinfish cruising around along the edges. Oh, there's some trout right there. That's probably what hit me. Good size ones too. Yep, there's trout just along this edge. Let's see if we can't get him. It'd be nice to actually watch him strike. Oh, there's a hit. Oh, there's that keeper black bass I was hoping for. In the shallows, or in the shallower water anyway. Yeah, that's a keeper, but you know what? I want trout. There's one, just bit it. Black bass. Come on, get off. I don't really need you. Definitely a lot of black bass in here, even though it's kind of shallow. All right, hook something else now. See what this is. This looks more like a lizardfish. We're in like 5 feet of water. I'm just surprised to see these fish. All right, we hooked something here. I don't think it's a rock bass. I'm hoping it's, ooh, something's out there. I was hoping for a trout, but it's a bluefish. Species number 3. All right, someday, gotta stop sometime. Hey. A little bigger, a little more substantial. Let's see what this thing is. Come on. Let me get this guy off. All right, that's a pretty fish. Let's send him home. All right, let's switch out to something that doesn't get as much weeds on it. Let's go to a soft plastic on one of my jig heads. I'm switching to a Z-Man shad. This stuff is super elastic and almost pinfish proof. Hooked something. Second cast. Let's see what it is. Oh my god. Little teeny weeny lizardfish. Definitely need to move into shallower water. Alright, just when I was losing hope that we'd never find a trout, there's the one. It's a little 10-incher. Finally, we got the right species. Way too small, but pretty little fish. And that's species number 4. Right, let's try this little guy. Really love the action on this lure. It's a suspending lure in salt water. And hopefully you can see that, but it just has amazing action and just sits there. Another baby, but they're liking this thing. Had a couple chasers. Come on, dude, calm down. You're gonna hook me. Pretty fish. Go home. Grow up. So I made this bib out of those little plastic inserts you put in the Plano boxes, you know, your tackle boxes, those little separators. I just cut a circle out and a little bit of a tab to get it in there. And this was back in 2022. Been sitting in my tackle box. I've been catching bass with it, but just never brought it out here in the saltwater, which is ridiculous because I built it for saltwater. All right, we hooked another one with this guy. See what it is. Go easy. This looks like a decent, maybe a keeper trout here. Turned out to be another black bass, but just big enough to keep. Yeah, I think we're gonna throw this guy on ice. Sorry, dude. All right, it's around 11:30, and I'm getting hungry, but this spot right here was calling my name. A lot less grass, some patchy bottom. The hunger got the best of me. I had to take a break. No banana chips today. This is where this kind of thing is almost an insult, right? All right, I was swapping out from that little crankbait. I have seen some trout kind of cruising around. Hopefully this thing will get them to strike. This is an old design I created probably 5 or 6 years ago. It's called a pan belly. It's supposed to look like a panfish or a pinfish. It's slow sinking. It's a twitch bait. Doesn't have a knocker in it. So we'll let it sink down below the grass, the surface grass, and just above the bottom grass. All right, we're hooked into something. I don't know what it is. Is there like a lizardfish migration? And this time of year they all come here? Gee whiz. All right, picked up a little trout. Switched back to my fat belly lure. A little too small. Another one. They definitely like this color. Just needs to be about 4 inches longer. Good sized shark right there. Dang. Anytime a shark is cruising in the area, pretty much count on not catching anything. Here's some, I think those are tarpon. See those guys? Big son of a guns. Please don't bite my lure. Yeah, those are giant tarpon. Yeah. There's some shallower water. Still nice and clear, but back into some of the grass. All right, finally. Oh, I don't want to lose this guy. Looks like a keeper. That is a nice keeper. And the pan belly comes through for me. Let's get a measurement. I just dropped him in the water. The only one I was worth keeping. What a dope. After I embarrassed myself in front of all the kayakers, dropping that one in the water. This looks like it might be just barely a keeper. Yeah, I think it's a little bit short. I'm definitely getting steady action with this pan belly. This one fooled me. It's another small one. I'm getting plenty of action with this short trout. Another short. I wanted to capture the hookups on camera. It's always a little more exciting. But every time I left the camera on, left it running, the bite would just die off. And then I would get discouraged and turn it off. All right, another species. Oh, ladyfish. That makes species number 5. Gotta hold these guys over the water because they'll crap all over the boat. One more species. See ya. Well, we hooked another ladyfish. The queen of aerial attacks. Didn't catch it on the camera, but yeah, this guy's big. Oh, almost big enough to take home and make some fish patties with him. But nah. That's a big one. Good. He let himself loose. So I did find some bait fish out here, but nothing seems to be bothering them. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and move, try to find a place that's a little deeper, a little less grass. Tide's coming up, so should start seeing some action in close. With the tide rising fast, it was time to head inshore to find some oyster bars and hopefully some redfish. There's an oyster bar right over there, and there's another one over here. So I'm casting right up in between them. Hopefully there's a redfish or three, and they're willing to hit topwater. Just had a school of black drum just mosey by. Alright, I got nothing on the topwater, so let's go to the other extreme. We'll fish the bottom. A little soft plastic on a jig head. This area back here hasn't been the same since the hurricane, but I was hoping it had recovered a little more than it has. The bottom looks very dead. Unfortunately, we might have to get out of here too. Sun's starting to get a little low. We don't have too much more time. There's one more spot I want to try for redfish, but I was hoping this was going to be the ticket right here. I thought we would be picking up some good fish in here. Alright, I switched back to the fat belly, hoping the flash would attract something here, but I haven't really tried this edge yet, so let's see what happens in there. Just saw the biggest black drum I've ever seen in my life. It looked like a torpedo. Massive. There we go. That feels like a red. Oh no, that's a big trout. Oh, come on buddy, stay on. Oh, no, stay on, quit trying to spit it. Stay down. Oh, stay down. Oh, no. This is a good trout. Oh, yes. Oh, heck yeah. That's a beast. Look at the size of that trout. Holy moly. That is a beautiful fish. Haha. Let's get a measurement. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's already happened once to me today. 20 and a half inches. Whew, that's a keeper. All right, the fat belly comes through again, even an old rusted one. See if we can't find a partner for that one. Just need to be under 19. All right, picked up another small one. Yeah, this guy's a little too small. I'm gonna keep working right here, right around the oyster bar, and hope for another good sized one. That one hit the lure when it was just sitting still for the longest time. In fact, I didn't know he was on until I saw him splashing around. One more keeper would be nice. So we have a couple meals. Another one that I don't... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a trout. Feels like a trout. I was hoping for a redfish, but I think this might be just keeper size. Come on, get in there. Whew. All right. Had to wait till the end of the day to catch trout. All right at 17. I'm really hoping that the edge of this oyster bar, you probably can't see it on the camera, but I'm hoping the edge of this oyster bar is holding redfish, and I might get lucky. It is getting late. I'm debating whether to go to my other spot or keep working this. If I keep catching trout, I'm not going to leave fish to go find fish. All right, one more cast and then we'll buzz around the corner here and see if we can't pick up a redfish over there. Well, we got over here and this guy is right on my spot. Well, it's his spot today. We'll fish this part of this grass coast. Let's go ahead and throw the pan belly, see what happens. Retrieve real slow. We hooked somebody. I don't know if that's a small red or if it's a little trout. Oh, it looks. Just a little undersized, I think. Let's check him. He's right at 18. And, you know, I really hate to keep him, but I beat him up so bad. Let me see if I can revive him. Well, he's species number 6. And he's actually, legally, a keeper. But I don't like keeping him this small. And he looked pretty healthy. So I was happy I let him go. So our pan belly did the job. Let's see if it can do some more. Be nice to take one home, but this little spot is pretty consistent for redfish. I don't think I've ever caught a trout over here. Oh, there we go, first cast. Oh, dang it. I think it's a ladyfish. That was a surprise because it jumped way out of the water. Yep, look at me talking about never catching a trout here. And here's a trout. I guess he's, what do you think, 14 and a half? 14 and a half, right on the money. All right, I want to switch out to something with a rattle in it. I think the water's dark now, and the rattle might help. I like that rattle. We'll use this guy. There we go. Oh yeah, got something on. All right, first cast with it. Feels like a, oh, it came off. Son of a gun. It felt like a trout. I think the rattle was the trick. There we go. This feels a little more like a redfish. Oh, come on. Doesn't feel very big though. Whatever it is, doesn't have a whole lot of oomph. Probably a small, either a little rat red or, oh. Jack Corral, always good at impersonating redfish. That's lucky 7 for the species count. Yep, same to you, buddy. We may have picked up another keeper trout. He doesn't come off. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's a keeper. That's a nice trout. Oh yeah. I'd say he's 17 or 18. He absolutely inhaled that thing. Ooh, he's just under 19, so I can keep him. Wow, that was close. So I wasn't having any luck up close to the shore. I went ahead and moved out here and trying my luck to see if I can finish a limit on yeah, I hope this guy's not over 19 because this feels like a good fish. Really can't leave me alone even right up to the end. Doggone it. You know, I think they know that nobody wants to eat them, so they kind of like relax and let you unhook them. That is an unattractive fish. Well, it's getting late. It's time to clean up and call it a day. I really appreciate you guys hanging out to the end of the video. If you've got questions about the lures I used today, let me know. I'd be happy to chat with you in the comments. And if you're not subscribed, do me a solid and subscribe and leave me a like. It really helps the channel out. And if you're still jonesing for a little more fishing action, click on the playlist that you see on the screen right now. I'll see you guys on the next video.